the 8 most controversial magazine covers of all time. The Time magazine cover from 1994 that features O.J. Simpson. Now, the reason why this was so controversial is because Time magazine fessed up to darkening the photo of O.J. Simpson, and many believe that that was a racist thing to do.
Clear, it was obvious. They had darkened it, and it fed into racial stereotypes. I mean, it was the worst of the worst. They had to eventually apologize for it and then put up a new version that was not darkened. It doesn't get any worse than that in a sense. As bad as OJ was, you didn't need to do that on top.
A fairly recent cover was from Newsweek in 2011, and it featured Michelle Bachmann. I would be understandably upset if anyone published a picture like that of me. Now, she is crazy, so I find it a little amusing.
They did her wrong, man. There's no way to defend that, okay? Because you take a million pictures, right? And of all those different pictures, they chose the one where she looks like a wild-eyed monster. Like, I mean,
the Queen of Rage.
Yeah, and it's monster's too strong, but she looks crazy in that picture. Like,
way back to 1938, where Time magazine published their Man of the Year cover, it was Hitler. If you take a close look at it, you see people hanging.
Yeah, so obviously controversial.
Yeah.
I still hear debates about that from time to time. I still hear references to that. Because every time Time does a Man of the Year, they're like, well, you remember they gave it to Hitler. It doesn't have to be a good guy, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if you've got controversy, how many decades later, right? They've been talking about that cover since 1938. Clearly, he was the person who impacted the world the most. Mm-hmm. So I think it's totally justifiable. Because as long as you don't glorify him, like if they had put up a glowing picture of Hitler, like, oh, he rocks. Like in this Rolling Stone picture, he looks like Jim Morrison. He looks like a rock star. It's a very pleasant picture. If they put Hitler with like the sun coming up behind him, like, oh, all hail Hitler, then that would have been outrageous.
Right.
But they put up a very negative picture and said he's the Man of the Year because of the damage that he's done, then I understand that.
So Time also published a controversial cover in 1966, and it was the first time that they had a cover with no picture, just a headline, and it said, "Is God Dead?" They were referring to a growing movement among theologians at that time where they wanted to kind of take God out of theology. There was growing secularism in the country at that time, so...
it must have been a great time.
God. So religious people were like up in arms about that, and then all of a sudden you have this provocative Time magazine cover, and people were panicking. Notorious Vanity Fair cover from 1991 that features Demi Moore, and she's pregnant. She's 28 years old at the time that this was taken, which amazes me because not only is she 28 years old and pregnant, she's pregnant with her second child in this picture. Mm-hmm. That's unbelievable to me.
Demi Moore, I feel like, has been around forever. There's some chance she's a vampire.
She looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean, she looked amazing back then. Now, how many years later? Well, we're talking about over 20 years later. She still looks pretty damn good. But back then, this was like, what? She's naked. What did you guys do?
She was the first naked pregnant person on a cover.
Now there's been like 28. Like,
I know.
Everybody's like,
Jessica
I'm pregnant now. Oh,
Simpson
I'll think that everybody's out there on the covers.
1980 Rolling Stone cover of Yoko Ono and John Lennon. John Lennon was shot hours after this photo was taken, but Rolling Stone decided to publish it anyway, and that led to a firestorm. And
he's naked, obviously, and then since he got shot right afterwards, the fact that they published the picture was a huge controversy at the time.
The Rolling Stone cover from 1993 featuring Janet Jackson angered a lot of people because boobies.
Everybody was talking about, did you see the Janet Jackson thing? Oh my God, the hands are on the tits. The hands are on the tits, it's amazing, you gotta go check it out.
She's 24 years old in this photo, which I also find amazing because she seems much more mature than that.
Do you know a single guy who saw that picture at the time and didn't say, I wish I were those hands?
But it's in the comment section right now. That's what's happening. All right, and then finally, the 2012 Time magazine cover that we talked about on this show, and it featured a woman breastfeeding her grown son.
No, come on, that's awesome. Like, gee, I wonder if they thought that would be outrageous. So, of course they do it on purpose. Of course they do. You gotta give them credit, though. That's a little hilarious and deeply disturbing.